And gently close your eyes if that feels okay. And as you're on your back, you can bend your knees. Sometimes that feels a little better for the low back. Bring the soles of the feet together and your knees wide, or knock your knees in like I'm doing and let the feet go wide. And deepen your inhales and elongate your exhales. And feel the weight of your body rest into the support of the earth. And allow yourself to truly arrive on your mat. Begin to release any breath that's held in your lungs. HA. Inhale through your nose. And release the air through your mouth. HA. Let it go. Seal your lips. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. And give yourself the next 4 breaths with your full and utter attention on the breath. And that was probably about 4 breaths, one at a time. Straighten out through your legs if they're not already straight. And rest your arms by your sides. And then take like a big yawn through your body. So flex through your toes, clench through your fists, take an inhalation. And as you exhale, like dead weight, drop to the earth. So it's the exact thing that animals do in nature. Another big inhale, contract through your muscles while you stretch. HA, let it go. And release like dead weight. One more big contraction. And exhale like dead weight, release. From here, pull your knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze. Rock side to side. Reach your right leg high to the sky, ground your left foot. Push your right thigh into your interlaced hands behind you. And flex your right toes down towards your face. You could straighten out through your left leg and point your left toes straight towards the sky. Maybe you take some nice big circles with your right toes in one direction. And you can take those circles through your right toes in the other direction. And breathe. Begin to bend your knee. Pull that right knee way and wide towards your armpit. Bring your right arm to a cactus or a T-shape. Take an inhalation. As you exhale, roll to the outside edge of your left hip and melt your right shoulder blade down into the earth. Inhale and cross your left ankle or right ankle over your left knee. Pull your left knee in towards your chest and interlace your hands around your left thigh. So you're in a figure 4 on your back. Allow the shoulders to relax down into the earth. And breathe into the right hip. And begin to release both legs to the earth. Pause. Second side. Reach your left leg high. Interlace your hands around your left thigh. Straighten out through the right leg. And stay strong and engage the legs, but from the pelvis, expand out long through the legs, out through the left heel, almost as if your bones were growing taller and longer. And continue to breathe in and out through your nose. And begin to bend your left knee. Pull your left knee away and wide towards the left armpit. Bring your left arm to a cactus or a T shape. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, twist and roll to the outside edge of your right hip. Melt your left shoulder blade down into the ground. And breathe. Inhale, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Pull the right knee in, interlace your hands around your right thigh. So your back is back to being flat on the earth. Pull the pinky toe side of your foot back into space. And release, unwind, pull both knees in, give yourself a squeeze. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Start to rock and roll a few times on your back, and you're gonna rock your way all the way up to a seat. When you land in a seat, ground your heels and flex your toes up towards the sky. Keep a bend in your knees. Bring your right hand to the outside edge of your left foot. Press your foot forward into your hand, and at the same time, pull your arm back into space. Breathe. Breathe into the back body. Another breath here. And release, second side. Bring the opposite hand to the outside edge of the opposite foot and find that nice big push and pull and breathe into the back body. And release your foot. Send your legs off to the side and find a tabletop position. When you arrive in your tabletop, spread nice and wide through your fingers, pull back through your finger pads, and root down through the perimeter of the palms. Inhale and tilt your sit bones up towards the sky, melt through the heart. Find a cow spine, spinal extension. Exhale, round, press your hands and your knees into the mat, puff up into the back body for flexion. Inhale again, tilt your sit bones to the sky. Think about broadening through your collarbones in your cow spine. Exhale, round, puff up into the back body for a cat. Inhale and come through a neutral position. Reach your right arm high to the sky. Exhale, weave your right arm through your left. Bring your right ear to the mat. Pull your left shoulder back. So you're in a little twist. Twists require resistance. So right now your hips are stable and steady, but the shoulders are moving towards the left. Inhale, unwind, reach your right arm high. Exhale, ground your right hand down. Second side, inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, weave your left arm through. Bring your left ear to the mat. Wrap your left torso underneath your right. And breathe. Inhale, unwind, reach your left arm high. Exhale, ground your hand on the mat, and then ground both of your forearms on the earth. So you're in a forearm tabletop, knees stack below the hips. So we'll start by doing the articulation, 4 different articulations of the shoulder blade. Shift your shoulders up by your ears, like you're shrugging your shoulders. That's elevation of the shoulder blade. Melt your heart, retract your shoulders, pull the shoulder blades kind of towards one another, and bring the nipple line closer towards the earth. Again, retraction of the shoulder blades. Now pull your shoulders down and away from your ears. Feel the sides of the neck get long as the shoulder blade moves down the waist. This is depression of your shoulder blade. Now puff up into the back body, press into your forearms. You're not rounding your spine, you're just puffing up into the back body and the shoulder blades are expanding wide on your back, or like flaring, fanning wide on the back. We'll do that again. Shift your shoulders up by the ears, elevation of the shoulder. Melt your heart, retraction of the shoulder blade. Pull the shoulders down and away from the ear, depression, and puff up into the back body, protraction. I don't think I told you the last one. This last one is protracting your shoulder blades. Shift your shoulders up by the ear. You move a little faster now. So elevate, retract, melt. Pull your shoulders down and away from the ears, depress, and puff up into the back body, protraction. Now you can go in reverse. Depress your shoulder blades, melt your heart, shift your shoulder blades up, and puff up. And you can take these a few more times, moving at your own pace. And maybe you kind of move so quick that it's more of like a full circular shrug rather than breaking up the movements. Begin to land back through center. Strong core, protract your shoulders. Walk your knees back and ground your hips for a Sphinx pose. As you land in Sphinx, tug the elbows back into space. Bring your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Tuck your chin down towards your collarbone and bring your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Lean your skull back and let your chin lift up. And then rewind, take that same movement in the opposite direction. And allow the skull to land back through center. Pull your right heel towards your sit bone. Reach your right hand around to grab for your right foot for a thigh stretch. Give a soft little kick with the foot into the hand as you pull the heel towards the bum. And breathe. And gently release your foot. Second side, pull the opposite heel in. Reach your hand around to grab for your foot. Same hand to same foot. Right now we're reaching for the left foot, but it really doesn't matter. And breathe. And release your foot. Back to your Sphinx pose. Soften your chest down. Bring your arms back by your hips. Lift your shoulders away from the earth. Lift your arms and your legs. Shalabhasana. Waking up through the back body. Squeeze or magnetize the back of your forearms towards the midline. Lift your chest, your trunk, and your legs. Take another inhalation. Exhale, release, let it go. Bring your hands by your chest. Inhale, rise up, cobra pose. Pelvis stays heavy. Pull the hands back. Exhale, fold. Press your way up through a tabletop or a plank and send your hips all the way up and back, down dog. When you land in down dog, take a moment to pedal it out. Push one heel down and then the other. So stretch to the backs of your legs, your calves, the hamstrings. Stay strong through your hands. And allow your feet to be about hip distance apart, maybe wider. If you're tight in the backs of the legs, wider will feel better. Let your heels elevate away from the mat. Bend your knees and squeeze your outer shins in towards the midline. Deepen through your groins. Send your butt higher to the sky. Inhale, begin to walk your way all the way up to the front of the mat. Find a wide-legged stance. Make your feet about as wide as your mat. If you have a block, you can bring your block forward into space. I'm actually conveniently just putting my hands on a kettlebell because a kettlebell is about the height of a block. And that's what I have right now. I didn't pull my blocks down. Bend your knees and keep hinging your hips way back into space. So you want your butt behind your heels. The outside edge of the feet stay lined up with the long edge of the mat. Squeeze your outer shins in towards the midline and widen and broaden through the upper inner thighs. Breathe more breath into the sides of your body and into the back of your body. Inhale, halfway lift, glide your hands up your shins. Exhale, folds. And press into the earth. Inhale, circle sweep, reach your arms high. Step your feet back to hip distance and allow the palms to come to heart center. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, grab your right wrist, side bend up and over towards the left. Take a little bow forward so you're kind of bowing towards the corner of your mat. Inhale, come back through center. Switch your clasp and take the side bend the other way with a slight bow. Left shoulder comes slightly forward. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, cactus your arms and open up through the heart. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, come to a chair pose. Feet will be about hip distance. Sink your butt low. Bring your butt back into space so that most of the weight is in your heels. And breathe. Take an inhalation. Exhale, sink your hips a little lower. Another breath in. Exhale, sink it down. Bring your arms back, interlace your fingers, lift up through the heart space. Inhale. Exhale, bound, forward fold. Allow your arms to drop over the back body. Shake your head out, yes or no. And release your hands to the earth. Inhale to a halfway lift, find length. Exhale, fold, plant your hands and step back to a plank pose. Hold your plank nice and strong. Press the earth away. Breathe. Shift your heels towards the right. Push into your right hand. Lift your left arm up, side plank. You can always lift your top leg if you want a little more play, a little more fun. And exhale, ground your left hand, plank pose. Shift your heels towards the left. Reach your right arm up, side plank. Lift that top leg up. Breathe. Ground the right hand, plank pose. Inhale, shift forward, past your wrist. Exhale, half push up. Inhale, coming through your cobra pose. Or up dog, the thighs lift away from the earth. Only the hands and the feet touch. Take it all the way up and back. Use the strength of your core each time you transition back to down dog. Breathe. Inhale and reach your right leg high to the sky. Keep your right toes pointing down. Exhale, bend your right knee. Now open your hips. Squeeze your heel towards your sit bone. Work to make your knee the highest point of the pose. Take a big circle with your knee in one direction. And take that big circle with your knee in the other direction. Inhale, straighten out through the right leg, square through the right hip. Exhale, pull your right knee towards your nose, round. Inhale, reach your leg long. Exhale, knee pulls towards nose, round. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant your foot in between your hands. Bring the back knee to a little bit of a hover. This is a cow lunge because you're in spinal extension and cow spine is spinal extension. Exhale, straighten and fold for cat lunge. Inhale, come forward to cow lunge. Exhale, straighten and fold, cat lunge. One more like that. Inhale, ripple forward to cow. Exhale, straighten and fold to cat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend into your front knee. Squeeze your legs towards each other and rise up to a high crescent lunge. Squeeze your legs towards one another. Inhale, lengthen up from the hips all the way up and out through the spine, out through the crown. Hold opposite elbows. So your arms are like the frame and your face is the photo. Inhale. Exhale, take a side bend up and over towards the right. Send your right elbow towards the right. Squeeze the legs towards one another. Press down and out through the legs. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, side bend up and over towards the left. Right elbow reaches high. Inhale, come back through center. Reach your arms high. Exhale, airplane arms. Bring your arms back into space. Lift through your heart. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, bring your hands down. Twist. Reach your right arm high to the sky. Rotation. Keep pushing your back thigh back and up into the thigh bone, into the hamstring. Exhale, ground your right hand and step back to a plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, half push up. Inhale, coming through cobra or up dog. I am choosing cobra. Exhale, take it all the way up and back. Core is strong to down dog. Breathe. Take 3 deep breaths here. Inhale and reach your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, bend your left knee and open up through the hip. Make your knee the highest point of the pose. Lift up more through your right shoulder. Take a big circle with your left knee in one direction. And take that big circle with your left knee in the other direction. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Wrap your left hip down. Exhale, pull your knee towards your nose and round. Inhale, reach your leg high. Exhale, pull the knee towards the nose, round. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, pull your knee towards your nose. Plant your foot in between your hands. Come onto fingertips. Inhale, come to a cow lunge. And exhale, straighten and fold to a cat lunge. Inhale, ripple forward, cow. Exhale, straighten and fold to a cat. Inhale, come forward, belly pulls in, chest through, palate back. Exhale, straighten and fold to that cat lunge. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend into your front knees, squeeze the legs towards one another, press into the earth as you rise all the way up and find your crescent. So you don't want to be on a tight rope. That's going to make it feel challenging to balance. So a lot of times when I rise up into a low lunge or a high lunge, I heel toe my front toes over towards the long edge of the mat. I guess there's two long edges of the mat, towards the pinky toe side to widen the stance. Keep squeezing your legs towards each other to help with stability. From the pelvis, push down and out through your legs into the earth. Inhale, lengthen up long and hold opposite elbows. Exhale, send your left elbow tip over towards the left side of the mat. Press down and out through your legs into the earth. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, side bend up and over towards the right. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bring your hands down and twist. Reach your left arm high to the sky. Push your back thigh back into space. And from your collarbones, expand out long through your arms. Inhale. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat. Push into your hands as you step back, plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, half push up. Inhale, coming through upward facing dog. Squeeze your shins in. Keep your core strong. Exhale, send your hips all the way up and back. Down dog. Breathe. Walk your way all the way up to the front of the mat and find a forward fold. In your forward fold, hold opposite elbows and lift your arms up so that your arms are like framing your face, just like they were in your standing crescent. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift up and away from the earth until your spine is nice and long, or some people would say flat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, halfway lift. Create length through your spine. Send your elbow tips forward towards the front of the room. Press down and out through your legs and rise all the way up to stand, sending your elbow tips high to the sky. Reach your arms up. Grab your right wrist. Inhale. Exhale, side bend up and over towards the left. Bring your right foot behind your left. So it's called a Krishna crescent. Squeeze your inner thighs and encourage the right hip forward. Press into the earth, switch the clasp, begin to side bend over towards the right. This time the right foot or the left foot comes behind. And squeeze the thighs towards one another. Inhale, come back through center. Reach your arms high. Exhale, open your arms in cactus. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, chair pose. Let your hips come down. Inhale. Exhale, tiptoe chair. Bring your arms back. Lift your heels. Squeeze your shins towards the midline. Inhale, ground your heels. Reach your arms high. Exhale, tiptoe chair. Inhale, ground your heels. Reach up. Exhale, tiptoe chair. Inhale, ground your heels. Reach high. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back to a plank, or you can jump back to chaturanga. Inhale, come through cobra or up dog. And exhale, take it all the way up and back, downward facing dog. All right, from down dog, Bring your forearms down to the mat. So dolphin pose. Your elbows are about as wide as your shoulders, and your wrists and your elbows line up with one another. Walk your feet in a little bit so that you bring more weight onto your shoulders. This is not an easy pose, okay? So just bear with me here. Breathe. Push into your forearms nice and strong, like you're trying to bring your chest closer towards your thighs. Breathe. And press your shoulder blades onto the back of your ribs. We're here for a couple more breaths. And it's okay to have a bend in the knees, but your goal is to get the hips as high as you can. Maybe eventually you walk your feet in so that the hips are almost in line with the shoulders. And everybody, take a child's pose. Knees wide, toes together. Shift your hips way back until your hips are touching, or your bum is touching your heels. Thread the needle, weave your right arm through the left, find a little shoulder stretch. Push your left palm into the mat as you tug your right arm back. Unwind, come back through center, second side, weave your left arm through, find that shoulder stretch, press your right palm into the mat as you tug the left arm back. And find your breath. Come all the way back through center. Rise up through a tabletop. Tuck your toes and send your hips high to the sky, down dog. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, bend your right knee, open your hip. Inhale, straighten the right leg, square through the hip. Exhale, bring your right knee to tap your right tricep. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, knee towards nose. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, knee towards left tricep. Inhale, reach your leg high. Exhale, pull your knee towards your right tricep. Plant your foot outside your pinky finger. Pivot your back heel down to the earth so your legs are set up for warrior two. Press down into your legs and inhale, stand up to warrior two. When you land in warrior two, front heel lines up with the back heel, or maybe slightly wider if you're female. If you're male, you can go a little bit more narrow, maybe front heel to back arch. From your collarbones, expand out long through the arms. Pull your shoulder blades down the back of your body. Breathe. Inhale, flip your palm, reach forward, and reverse your warrior. Exhale, take it to a side angle. Now your side angle, you can rest your hand on your thigh or reach your hand down towards the inner edge of the ankle. Side angle would be just reaching your arm high to the sky. Maybe you stay there. This is a good place to be. Keep pushing down into the back leg and wrap your bottom right torso underneath you, so twist open. You could extend your top arm way in line with your ear. Continue to distribute the weight in your legs evenly. Press into the earth, inhale and reverse. Start to straighten out through your front leg. Engage to the front thigh without locking your knee. Hinge at your hips, Trikonasana. Bring your hand down to the outside edge of the ankle and reach your top arm high to the sky. Work to get long through both sides of your waist, not just the top side. From the pelvis, stretch out long through the legs, long through your spine, and wide and broad through your arms. Press down and out, and inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, bend into your front knee. Pivot your right toes off at an angle. Lower your back knee to the earth. Reach your left arm up and around and grab for your foot for a thigh stretch. Pull your heel towards your bum. Pull both shoulders back. Bring the tops of your ears back. Twisted monkey pose. Breathe. Shift to a half split. Release your foot. Shift your hips back and point your front toes straight up towards the sky. Flare through your toes. Inhale and bend into your front knee. Plant your hands, reach that right leg high, bend your knee, open your hip, stay here. You could do a few hip circles or plant your foot behind you with grace and lift your hips up into the sky. Wild thing, Chamatkarasana. Take a breath in here and unwind, ground the right hand and reach the right leg high to the sky. Optional Vinyasa. Inhale, come forward to a one-legged plank. Exhale, half push-up. Inhale, coming through up dog. Remember that core, engage your core as you shift your hips up on the exhale to down dog. And breathe. And got another side to go. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Bend your left knee, open your hip. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Square your hip. Exhale, connect your left knee towards your left tricep or armpit. Inhale, reach it all the way up and high. Exhale, pull your knee towards your nose. Inhale, reach it high to the sky. Exhale, knee towards right tricep. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, take it back towards the left tricep. Plant your foot outside your pinky finger. Shift your back heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 2. Encourage your front knee wide towards the pinky toe. And breathe. Think about squeezing your legs towards each other with so much strength that you could fold up your yoga mat underneath you with the strength of your legs. But at the same time, from the pelvis, expand out long through the legs into the earth like your feet are trunks embedding themselves in the earth. Inhale, flip your palm and reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle, elbow comes to the thigh. Reach your top arm way in line with your ear. Or, again, you can have your arm just straight up towards the sky. In your side angle, wrap your left torso underneath you. As you wrap, notice if you're trying to lead with your shoulder, pull your bottom left shoulder back into space. Press down and out through your legs. Inhale and reverse your triangle. Straighten out through the front knee without locking the knee joint. Exhale, Trikonasana, hinge. And it's helpful to just hinge at your hips until there's just no more hinge. And wherever you don't have any more hinge, that's where you stop. And so it's good to have a block, or again, just bracing your hand on your tibia, your front of your shin. From the collarbones, expand out long through your arms, push out through the legs, through the feet, into the earth. Trust that you can lean back a little bit into your back body, push into your heels specifically. Maybe you shift your gaze up towards the sky. And press down and out through your legs. Inhale and reverse your triangle. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Ground the right hand, lower the back knee. Shift your left toes off towards the left. Reach your left arm up and around to grab for your foot, twisted monkey. If you feel any tension in your knee here, you got to get your hips forward. Notice how my pelvis is farther up on my mat than my back knee. That means there's less pressure on the patella, on the knee joint. And begin to release your foot. Plant your hands down. Reach your left leg high, down dog split. Bend your knee, open your hip. Stay there, or plant your left foot behind you. Wild thing, lift through your hips and lift through your heart. Slowly unwind, ground your left hand, reach your left leg high. Option for that one-legged vinyasa. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, half push up. Inhale, coming through cobra or up dog. Exhale, use your core as you shift it back to downward facing dog. One more round of dolphin here. Bring your forearms down to the earth. Elbows are stacked below your shoulders. Walk your feet in. We're going to be here for almost a minute. So stick with me, breathe. Actively press the earth away. It should feel like there's a little bit of pressure around your upper mid-back. That pressure is working to bring your spine into spinal extension, which is the opposite of what this part of your spine likes to do. And breathe. And if you're still with me, take 2 more breaths. And lower your knees down, shift your hips back, child's pose. In this child's pose, connect your hands at a prayer above head, bend your elbows, and find the prayer behind your skull. Press your elbow tips into the mat. Slowly start to rise up and out of your child's pose. Shift your hips over to one side and find your way onto your back. Once you arrive on your back, pause for a moment. Bend your knees, ground your feet. We're going to do a little core. So start by lifting your knees up and flex your toes back towards your ankle. Push your low back down into the ground. So it should feel like your whole back is flat or like rounding into the earth. Now bring your hands to your thighs. This is called an abdominal brace. Begin to press your hands into your thighs with a good amount of strength, maybe 3 to 4 pounds in each hand of strength. And pull the knees back in towards the hands. Breathe. And there might be like a little shake that starts to occur here. That's okay. And breathe. And really pay attention to what it feels like to have your low back pressed down into the ground as you create pressure, pushing the thighs and the hands into one another. If the back lifts away from the earth, then you're not using your back or your core muscles as much. Your back is now kind of like it's raising its hand and it's saying, hey, I'll take care of this, don't worry about it. And so you want to keep the strength in your core. We're here for 3 more breaths. And release. Bring your feet down, one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. Breathe. Another round of core. This time shift your legs up towards the sky, both legs. It's okay if your knees are bent. And then reach your arms up towards your feet. Lift your shoulder blades off the ground. You'll notice the same pattern. The low back presses down into the ground. Now from here, reach your left wrist towards your right toes. And then bring your right wrist towards your left toes. And maybe you never even get your wrist towards your toes. Maybe you can't even reach your hand to your foot. That's not important. What matters is that your core is getting strengthened because your low back is pressing down into the ground. And ideally, your shoulder blades are working to stay off of the mat, or they're off of the mat the whole time, except for maybe the bottom tips. And breathe. We're here for 4 more breaths. Bend your knees. Give yourself a tight little squeeze. Release. And hold your kneecaps. Create some circles with your knees in one direction. And take those circles with your knees in the other direction. Find a happy baby pose. Pull your knees way in wide towards your armpits. You could hold your knees or weave your arms through the inside edge of your thighs to grab for the outside edges of your ankles. In happy baby, it's the opposite of the core. So you actually want to pull your low back up and in, realigning the spine to its natural curves. That's why I like to recommend holding the ankles, because when you hold the feet, people start to round. And maybe you round for a minute and you can pull yourself out of it and pull the low back down, or up rather, and get the sacrum down. Or you just back up and hold your ankles. Wherever you're at, take a few breaths in this final posture. Maybe rocking side to side. Bring your knees in. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Take an inhalation. Exhale, straighten out through your legs and bring your arms by your sides for a Shavasana shape. Release any breath in your lungs, HA. Inhale fully. Open your mouth and release your breath and let go of any stress as you exhale. Let go of any tension in your body, your jaw, the hips, the shoulders. Relax through even each and every finger and toes. Take as much time as you'd like to rest in Shavasana. If you feel you have to get up and go right away, then just give yourself a few breaths before returning to the rest of the day. Namaste.